Unindoctrination is a journey, not a destination. I hope you're ready for some unindoctrination. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, and here we are, ready to rock and roll. And I hope that you're ready for some unindoctrination. We got some really good stuff coming up for you. And we get 3 shows coming up today, and I'm going to maybe even try to sneak in a Cousins Club. This is going to be good stuff. This is going to be powerful. This is going to be fun. And speaking of good stuff and powerful stuff and fun stuff, I just wanted to call your attention to something real quickly that I've started, that I've added. And I hope that you will join me in subscribing to this channel. I just got to find this channel. And let me just show you what it is. I've started a new channel. I'm about to ready to start another one. And it's really not because, we're wanting backup channels, but that's not what I wanted. It's really because we want to do different emphases of different things. And that's what it's really all about. So if you look here at the YouTube channel you're looking at, jeffreydaugherty.com, if you go down into my channels that I encourage you to subscribe to, you can see the first one here. What is that? Oh, Create Yourself with Jeffrey Daugherty. So this is a brand new YouTube channel. And here we're going to have all of our Create Yourself teaching about the Dianetics, the original thesis, everything from A to Z. So you're going to be able to find out all of the information on all of the things like what we're talking about today. And we'll still have it here, but we'll also have it over here. And I'm also, I think, going to start another channel called, I don't want to say what it's called, or somebody that doesn't like me will go grab the name just because that's what people do. But look forward to that. Unindoctrinate right here and Create Yourself over on our Create Yourself channel. I invite you to go over and subscribe to that channel. I'm wearing the tinfoil hat t-shirt. My buddy Sam Tripoli of the Tinfoil Hat Podcast reports that he just got demonetized by YouTube, and they said for good. Let's hope it's not for good, but that's what he said. So I want to show some support for my boy Sam, and I would encourage you to go over there and please subscribe to that channel. All right, so let's talk about some stuff to change your life. Everybody's talking about how bad it is and how terrible things are, and we're talking about how to make yourself better. That's what it's all about, and that's what we're here for, folks, is to make a difference, is to actually change your life and get you to a place where you can be better and you can be who you're supposed to be, who you've always wanted to be, and who you're meant to be. So let's pick up today and let's talk about why are we here? And of course, I get the question all the time, Jeff, you've unindoctrinated us from Christianity, but what next? Well, this is what's next, folks. This is what's next. This is the next step. Now that we've unindoctrinated ourselves, now that didn't work the way I wanted it to. Now that we've unindoctrinated ourselves, it's time for us to create ourselves, because once you get yourself unindoctrinated, then you can go and create yourself and build the life that you'll love. So that's what we're trying to do. We are a good ways down the road towards unindoctrination, even though that is a journey and not a destination. But we're also at the place where it's time for us now to begin to learn, to begin to think about creating ourselves. And now that I've got things set, we can go ahead and take a look at what that looks like. Creating yourself talks about and understands about the dynamics of life. And maybe these are things you haven't understood. Maybe these are things you haven't heard about. And this is being brought to you, by the way, by MISTech. You can go to jeffreydaugherty.com and click on the MISTech logo, and you can be tuned to the ideal resonance of the earth, the ideal Schumann resonance, plus make your blood flow perfectly, create your energetic body in perfection, and resist the ravages of EMF. So go to jeffreydaugherty.com and click on the MISTech logo. So there's really 8 dynamics. See, we're expanding our belief and thought. I've actually moved from the abridged and aberrated text I found a source for the original text, and I'll share that with you as soon as I have verified it. So let's talk about dynamics. And don't you want to have a dynamic life? Don't you want to be a dynamic individual? Well, it's interesting that the word dynamic, dynamos, is the core of everything that we do. And here's the dynamics. 1, self. Makes sense. 2, sex. If you want more than one of you, some sex has got to be involved. So you got self, you got sex, you got group. Have enough sex, you're going to have a group. Then you got mankind. Have enough sex, have enough groups. Now you got mankind. Number 6, the physical universe. We got to deal with this physical universe, right? Number 7, thought. We got to just beyond survive. We got to begin to think. And that's what we're doing here today. And then number 8, universal thought or infinity, because we are infinite beings. And anything that doesn't address the infinite nature of who you are is insufficient. Likewise, anything that doesn't address the right here and now is also inefficient and insufficient. That's one of my great problems with the cross-clingers. Whether it's the denominational cross-clingers, whether it's the non-denominational cross-clingers, and whether it's the YouTube brand of cross-clingers, even those that say they're not clinging but still are. They ain't worth a damn in this world, and they don't want to be worth a damn in this world. They don't care about this world. They don't care about surviving here. That's why they're no good, and that's why their beliefs are no good. Anything that is alive in this earth has to have as its most basic dynamic the will to survive. And not only survive, but thrive and do good here. Improve this. Improve this. And if you don't want to do that, then why don't you just get the hell out of here? And in an unaberrated, someone that doesn't have aberrations or things that hold you back, an individual or a society cares about all 8 of those things. Even HERU DISTU, the hero of Christianity, the invented figure, he says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you haven't dealt with self, you are unequipped to deal with neighbor. And you cross-clingers haven't even dealt with self yet. You're hiding behind an old rugged cross so you don't have to face your old rugged self. And that's by design, because they want to keep you stuck in the first dynamic. But we want to get you through to where you're not just worrying about you, but you're worried about yours, and then you're worried about ours, and then you're worried about all of this, and then we worry about all of that. We don't worry. We take care of it. We're stewards of it. The dynamic of self consists of the thrust to survive as an individual, to obtain pleasure as an individual, to avoid pain as an individual. And to be frank with you, this is why cross-clinging is so contagious. Because as an individual, the desire to avoid pain is much more powerful than the desire to seek pleasure. Believe it or not. Even when, if you haven't got yourself straight, even when you think you're seeking pleasure, you're really just trying to avoid pain. Why do you think you got to smoke 4 bowls every day? To avoid the pain of dealing with your real life. Why do you think you got to do the things you do and go the places you go and chase the things you chase? You're not really chasing pleasure. You're running away from pain. And those of you that have caught the cross-clinging contagion, you've caught the cross-clinging virus, and I want you to connect those energies with that dynamic. If you've caught the cross-clinging virus, all you can think about is avoiding pain. You're going to avoid hell. You're going to avoid sin. You're going to avoid every thought that's not in line with HERU DISTU. Your whole life is running away from pain. That's why you're half an individual, which explains why you're half-witted. The first dynamic covers the general field of food, clothing, shelter, personal ambition, and general individual purpose. Crossianity is against personal ambition. You should have no personal ambition. Just submit yourself to HERU. Don't even think for yourself. Have this mind in you that was also in DISTU. Die for yourself and just live for him. No individual purpose, no personal ambition. Do you understand that cross-clinging is the Borg collective? You have been assimilated willingly. They have added your distinctiveness to their own, and you are there to serve the collective. All branches of cross-clinging, from the ones that pretend they aren't to the ones that love to admit that they are. And you're against the dynamic of self, and you will never have a happy, successful life. Never. The dynamic of sex embraces the procreation of progeny, making little use, the care of that progeny, and the securing of that progeny for better survival conditions and abilities in the future. We all want our next generation to be better than this generation. And yet all the cross-clingers can do is tell you how bad it's going to get from here. They're wrong. It's going to be better than it's ever been in a much shorter time than you can imagine. And you can quote me on that. And I'll be here to say I told you so when things are great again by November at the latest. I'll be here to tell you. And then the dynamic of group embraces the various units of the species man, such as the association, the military, the people in the surrounding countryside, the nation, and the race. We get ourselves straight. Then we say, okay, I'm decent enough that I can have some family. And then you get your family straight. And then you start helping get your community straight, your nation straight, your race straight. And you don't even think people don't ever get past themselves. Folks, you do need to get yourself together, but we need to get our race together. If you're black, you need to get to work building a strong black race. Your race is in trouble. If you're white, you need to get together and get busy building a strong white race. Your race is in trouble. Looks like the Asians are doing pretty good, so I won't pick on y'all. Looks like the Hispanics are doing pretty good. I won't pick on y'all either. But you black people, you got some work to do. You white people, you got some work to do. So get yourself fixed so you can be of use to your race. Come on, people. We got to be better and worth something beyond just our damn selves. Then we move to the mankind dynamic. We can get past black people and white people and just get to people. The dynamic of life. Survive for life and for life itself to survive. For this planet to thrive. For this whole system to thrive. And not the bad parts of it, but the good parts of it. Then we talk about the physical universe. We should want to be stewards over MEST. What is MEST? Matter, energy, space, time. We are matter, we are energy, and we're in space and we're in time. I don't think we have to stay in time, but at this point, we are still in. And if we, as being part of it, we want to help ensure the survival of matter, because we're matter. Matter lives matter. We want energy to survive because we're energy, and we want to convert. Well, we're going to talk about demons later tonight. Oh, this is it. If you really are good enough to get to the physical universe dynamic, you'll realize there's really not any demons. Maybe one or two, but there's really not any demons. It's just energy that needs to be recalibrated. And we can do that. And then we can actually get into time and get into space. Even if it's fake, we can fix it. The thought dynamic considers the urge of the individual to survive as thought. Because really, isn't that what we are? At the bottom line, aren't we thought? Aren't we energy? And then we want to survive for a creator, and even I may add, as a creator. See, this is holistic. This ain't like the Holy Bible, and that should be spelled it should be spelled Holey, because it is holy, Holely, because it's holy. It's full of holes. It's meant to be full of holes because it's broken. But this ain't broken. We start from you and we get all the way to creators and creation. Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. This is what it's like to create yourself. This is what's next, cousins. This is what's next. And to really get a grip on what's next, you got to get yourself into a high consciousness state. And the great way to start with that is Fluffy, Focus Life Force Energy. It is high consciousness on demand. Go to jeffreydaugherty.com, click on the Fluffy logo. You can get up to 30 days free, or you can just get it for a great price and be done with it. Go to Fluffy. You need it to be able to understand what we're talking about. Mistech, Fluffy, they won't cause you to go through the dynamics, but they will help you to. They will help you to. Now, I said now, computer. Thank you. What is a clear individual? It's a person that is clear of aberration. What's aberration? Stuff that takes you out of your analytical mind, that takes you out of divinity, that takes you out of sovereignty, that takes you out of freedom. That's what an aberration is. It takes you out of your divinity because it removes you from being in charge of your damn self. But when you're clear, you walk in consistent divinity, consistent sovereignty, which means I'm in charge of myself. You're divine. Okay, I'm divine. Makes no good to you, does you no good to know you're divine unless you start to move in sovereignty. What does that mean? I'm in charge of myself. And then as you move in sovereignty, you begin to experience freedom. Do you get it? I'm divine. Whoa. Now I'm working out some sovereignty, taking care of my own shit. And now I can see that I'm free. And then you can see, oh, you know what? I can help some other people get free too. So the precise personality of the basic individual is of interest. That's where it all starts. We want to get into our own business. They talk about doing the inside job. They talk about doing the inner work. This is it. Our complete characteristic is established by the strength of our basic dynamic. Survive. Do you have a strong, powerful survival dynamic? Have you moved beyond that to the other dynamics? How sensitive are you? How intelligent are you? How well does your analytical mind work? How coordinated are you? And believe it or not, when you are in a clear state and you've got the aberrations removed from your mind, you won't be clumsy anymore. You won't be having a bunch of accidents anymore and stumbling and bumbling. Joe Biden needs to get clear. And also your physiology and your glandular condition. You will be in better health. And your environment and your education can also lend a hand in this. Because what we're doing right now is putting you in an environment of people that are ready to win, and then win again. And we're educating you on how to do it. All these other channels are educating you on how bad shit is and how bad shit's going to get. Not us. We're here to tell you how good you are. You're a winner. Right now, you're a winner. You have won the battle to be alive, and you're still alive, so you're doing something right. Pat yourself on the back. But you can be even better. And you'll find that by experience and exhaustive research, It has been clinically established that the basic individual is invariably responsive in all the dynamics and is essentially good. You are good. You're not filled with original sin. You got the spark of divinity within. You're born clear. And it's your environment and your education that messes you up, especially when you grow up in an Abrahamic religious environment. We are born good, but they want us to believe we're born bad. We're born happy, but they want to tell us that we got original sin to make us sad. They want to save you from the sin they gave you. You're good. The basic individual is good. Aberrations, folks, are departures, and they're unnatural, and they're enforced upon us. And they're not part of the self-determination of the individual. You don't decide to get aberrated. It's not something you do. It's something that happens to you. And that's not to let you put on the cloak of a victim, but that's to allow you to realize, oh, maybe I'm not a piece of shit like they tell me I am. Maybe I'm really not a sinner. And maybe I'm really not a sinner saved by grace as long as he doesn't turn his face. Maybe I'm not just an animal that crawled from goo to you by way of the zoo. Maybe I'm not just that. And you're not. And it's the aberrations that have caused you to move from that place. And we're here to help you get your stuff together. Remember, your ducks in a row. You start with one duck, then you move to two ducks. All you got to do to be perfect, you just got to get 8 ducks in a row. 8 ducks, that ain't hard. The most desirable state in an individual is having somebody to take care of them. The most desirable state in an individual is to have a guru that has all the answers. The most desirable state in an individual is to have everybody tell me have somebody tell me exactly what I need to do, exactly where I need to go, exactly what I need to believe. No, the most desirable state in an individual is complete self-determinism. Self-responsibility. If it is to be, it's up to me. Be your own guru. Guide your own spirit. Master your own ascension. Have enough guts to take charge of yourself and take responsibility for yourself. Hard to do when you're chasing around a guru that won't take responsibility for themselves. Folks, your basic individual is not buried in some unknown or different person, but all you have to do is intensify that which you are. That which you were when you came into this world is what you're supposed to be in this world, and it's what you're supposed to contribute to this world and take out of this world with you. We're here to get clear. We're here to get clear, to get rid of the things that keep us from being who we're supposed to be. And you don't get strength from your faults. You don't get anything positive from your aberrations. They lessen your strength. They don't help you in your art. They hurt your art. They don't make you be more forceful. They take your force away. They don't help your personality. They detract from it. All of these things that you want to be, you already are. And it's your aberrations. It's the things that are holding you back that are keeping you from it. The only reason an aberree occasionally holds hard to his aberrations is due to the fact that his engrams have a content which forbids their removal. In other words, some people, oh no, I need my pain. I love my pain. That's because somewhere in their reactive mind is this command, don't let go of your pain. Hold on to your pain. Don't let go. Hold on tight. And every time you get ready to get yourself right, that thing pops up. Hold on tight. Don't let go. I used to be a Pentecostal preacher, and you used to have these people trying to teach you how to speak in tongues, trying to get you through to the Holy Ghost. And I finally stopped allowing anybody but me to work my altars. And I'll tell you why. My altar, the altar, you know, where you come to the altar and you're trying to get saved, you're trying to get the Holy Ghost. I'd be trying to get these people through to the Holy Ghost, and I probably did it more than anybody but Jimmy Swaggart. You got this one over here praying, hold on, hold on, hold on. This one over here, let go, let go, let go. I'm like, shut up, all of you, out of here. Go away. Let the master get to work. And that was my attitude. And sometimes you do got to take that attitude. Take care of yourself. Get rid of all of the noise and get your stuff done, ladies and gentlemen. So, Jeff, what is this engram you're talking about? Well, it's a fancy word for what they want you to think is a sin that you're born with, but it's not something you're born with. It's something, again, that you didn't do. It was done to you. See, sin you do. Oh, you're a sinner. You've done all that bad stuff. Since you were a baby, you were born in the womb with sin. I don't know how the hell you can do anything wrong in the womb, but they say you did, so you believe them. I was shapen in iniquity. What? Anyway, the reactive mind, that's the mind that's always running, that never shuts off, and unfortunately, it gets the engrams and it jumps up to be in charge of your analytical mind. The reactive mind consists of a collection of experiences received during an unanalytical moment, which means when you were either unconscious or you were under some type of a subconscious, or you weren't fully conscious. And that's why I talked about the Christian worship service. The cross-clinging worship service is designed to get you into a hypnotic state where your analytical mind is not in charge and your reactive mind can take over. And they can lump those engrams into you. You're no good. You are a sinner. You need a savior. You're going to hell. So it's all of those non-analytical moments where your conscious mind isn't in charge. And they contain pain and either an imagined or a real antagonism to the survival of the individual. Because it doesn't matter if you think if it's real or not. If you think it's real, it is. It's a perceptive entity which can be precisely defined. And the combination of your engrams, your messed up messaging is what composes that reactive mind. And the problem is that almost all of you, even those of you listening that are subscribers to the Christian Whistleblower channel or the Create Yourself channel, you're still probably running mostly on your reactive mind. Your active mind is really still in charge. And the engrams are received into this reactive mind, forming during an area of lowered analytical awareness. We've already talked about that. And they also contain physical pain and antagonism to survival. They're not good for you. The engram is a packaged perception that's not available to your conscious mind, but it's connected to your animal mind. So it has command authority. If you're in a situation, it doesn't matter if you're kissing the person you love and you're doing so good. I mean, everything is good and everything's flowing and it's about to get really, really good. And then all of a sudden, maybe your partner says, I'll never let you go. And all of a sudden it stimulates that engram you that says never let go. And you're like, oh shit, I'm like, oh, I gotta go. And they're wondering what the hell happened. Even though your whole body and your whole mind wants to get to that engram in your active mind heard that, oh, I'll never let, oh, boom, and it's over. Under normal conditions, it acts as a dramatization of itself when something like it happens again. You're in a wreck and you're unconscious. And the ambulance guy says, don't move, don't move, don't move. All of a sudden, when you're in a situation where you need to take action, that thing crops up, don't move, and you're frozen. We'll get to more of this. Just know it's something that happened to you when you were less than conscious, and everything that you hear when you're less than conscious can become an engram in your mind. When you're a baby in your mother's womb, I wish, and your mother wants an abortion, I wish this baby was dead. I wish you were dead. And then you get that, oh, I wish I was dead. How have you heard people say that? People don't think of that themselves. It's against dynamic number one. But they get it through an aberration. Oh, I wish I was dead. Why? Because they've heard since they were a little bitty, this big, literally, I wish you were dead. That's what we're here to fix, and we can. And when you get injured or when illness or when something happens where you become unconsciousness, this is where the engrams get stuck in. And it impedes at least one of the dynamics, but probably more of those dynamics. And it's a negative charge for you or a reverse charge. And there's things called re-stimulators. Those are the things that sound like what happened, like the intimate example I just gave. He wasn't saying, oh, I'm never going to let you go. You're a trap. You're trapped. But it was the same thing that was said in another situation, and it re-stimulated an engram, and you're gone. This is deep stuff. This is deep stuff. And here's some things we got to remember. There's three kinds of thought, and it's all about getting your mind clear. It's all about getting your your consciousness clear. And C60 Purple Power can really go a long way towards getting you into a place where you can be clear of mind and clear of body. It's like the fountain of youth in a bottle. Brown hair where it used to be gray, no eyeglasses where I used to need them. Cliff High and his wife said this is the reason why they're still alive. I'm not going to argue with them. Go to C60 Purple Power. Use the C60purplepower.com. Use the code TCW10. And these things make a difference. Mistech, Fluffy, C60. Now you're putting all of the odds in your favor. But you got three kinds of mind, and most of you can't drive one because you've never been taught to drive one, and you've been taught that you shouldn't drive one, that you should let Jesus take the wheel. If you let Jesus take the wheel, he's going to drive you into a ditch. I wanted to finish that with something that rhymed with ditch, but I didn't. Three kinds of thoughts. Think about your own thoughts when we're going through this. The first kind of thought is an engramic thought. It demands immediate action without examination by the analytical mind. How many of you can be triggered? How many of you have knee-jerk reactions? How many of you are driven by things that you just, oh, I gotta go? The second is justified thought. How many of you justify through your conscious mind, explain away those aberrations without admitting that you're messed up and it's not normal and it's helping fail you as an organism? You're in bed. I'll never let you go. Oh my God, he said he'll never let me go or run away. Well, he shouldn't have said that he'd never let me go. No, dummy. You got an engram about the word never let go, or I'm never going to let you go. Have the guts to admit it. Don't justify it with thought. This is your blink. Your blink tells you, oh man, and you try to justify it. It's the unblink, isn't it? It's the reverse blink. The third and optimum type of thought is rational thought. That's the thought used by a clear person. That was an intimate, loving engagement. And when he said he'll never let me go, that meant that he really cares for me. And he'll never leave me alone, and he'll never forsake me. And that's what I'm looking for. And yet, I thought he meant, for some reason, it made me run away because it reminded me of that time where I got held down underwater and I was about to drown. And all I could hear was, don't let her go, don't let her go, and all this laughter. Oh, shit, maybe. Oh, now I get it. See, that's what happens. When you've got this engram and you go through this create yourself process, you realize, oh, shit, that's where that came from. That time I was held underwater and I heard the kids saying, don't let her go, don't let her go, don't let her go. And then when he said, I'll never let you go, it brought me back. Oh, I get it. And once you clear that engram, it comes into your rational mind, your analytical mind. You're like, oh, I get it. So then the next time you're in that intimate situation, you don't freak out, you get the benefit. That's what we're all about. Right now, your life is lived in engramic responses, justified. We're trying to get you to take responsibility for yourself, get into rational thought by realizing what these aberrations are and correcting them instead of justifying them and forgiving yourself without having done the work. Boy, this is deep stuff. This is powerful stuff. This is stuff that'll change your life, ladies and gentlemen. It'll change your life. It'll change your life. I think we'll stop right there for today. You're listening to Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, and we're here to help you unindoctrinate yourself. Wow. Deep stuff, powerful stuff, talking about taking charge of your life, talking about being a winner, talk about being in charge of your own mind. Wows. This is really, really great stuff, ladies and gentlemen. As Tracy says, Tracy didn't say that. Tracy said this. An indoctrination is an ongoing process. It really is. And we constantly need to prune those weeds that try to sneak in. We do. 100%. That is so very right. The person formerly known as completely indoctrinated. That's hilarious. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. What else we got here in the chat room today? When am I supposed to get a nap with all this podcast excellence? Well, you can sneak a nap in between. Absolutely, you can do that. Let's see what else. People getting banned from Facebook. Yeah. Welcome to the club. I just banned Facebook. They can't ban me anymore because I banned them. I'm not on it anymore. How about that? Cynthia says, hey. The timeline can't handle more than one of me. That's true. That is true. And it's just you. There's only one now. Okay. Try to stay on track, Tracy. Try to stay on point. Oh, my. Oh, Imaginary Man says everything's blurry for him. Low vision issues. Sorry, brah. But you know what? As you take steps towards clearing your life track, most of the time your vision improves. I'll just throw that out there for you. Lionel says he looks clear to me. Boom. Dealing with yourself is a way to live your neighbor. You become a better person. That's a way to help your neighbor. That's a way to love your neighbor by becoming a better person yourself. Absolutely powerful stuff. Shane posts my videos around Christians and it drives them nuts. Perfect. And that is a really short trip. And what else now? You're here for HERU's purposes and HERU's ambitions. You're not here for your great basic purpose. You're here for HERU's great basic purpose. And that's wrong. That's wrong, ladies and gentlemen. If life is pain, Lionel, you're doing it wrong. If life is pain, you're doing it wrong. Life is a game. And if you learn to play this thing, it's not pain. It's fun. You're doing it wrong, brother, but I'm glad you're here because you will learn to do it right. I've had them claim to find some holes in my claims. And perfect. And not one of them has said, okay, we'll debate. They won't debate, but they are still welcome. And of course, that's what I get when I challenge anyone to a debate. Crickets. And this is kind of off the point, but I'll agree. President Trump does know we're at war for the soul of this nation. And tonight we're going to talk about the essence of the crisis that we're in. I'm going to explain what's going on with this pandemic. I'm going to explain what's going on with this epidemic. I'm going to explain what is going on. And it is a huge deal. It is a monumental moment in civilization. And I'm going to explain tonight what it is all about. And it will be probably the first video on the unindoctrinate. What is it called? Unindoctrinate politically with Jeffrey Daugherty. I think that's the new. I'm going to make that a new. And I just said so. If you steal it, I'll punch you. I think I already got the name though, so you can't grab it. And I would punch somebody if I had to. I don't want to, but I would. I would. We are divine. Absolutely. Let's see. Gods are not real, and science proves it. Really? You want to stick with that? Gods are not real, and science proves it. Science can't even prove that the earth is round. They can't. I ain't got a picture yet. Science doesn't prove anything. And true science doesn't say it proves anything. So take a deep breath. Basketball baller united. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. One cell in the body of cosmic consciousness is what we are. I like that. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. Let's see. Somebody says Biden is of the communist Marxist Ivy League schools, have been pumping in positions of power. Hard to argue with that. Hard to argue with that. They do want to save you from the sin they gave you. It's craziness. Some of our stuff is from our lineage, and it needs to be cleared. Exactly. You can have engrams and aberrations from past lives. And you can probably have them from your lineage. That's interesting. I don't think that's even addressed in the literature. But you know what? It doesn't matter where they're from. If you do it right, you'll find them and you can deal with them. That's really, really a great statement, Heartwalker. A great statement. I like that. I appreciate it. What guru does take responsibility for themselves? None. They don't. That's why they're gurus. That's why they're good. They're gurus. And you just want to get rid of a guru. Let's see. It is programming, no doubt about it. MK Ultra programming. That's what TV is designed for. I agree. Hello there. What does Ken have to say? This is why the repetitive motions of the rosary put the mind into a reactive state. That is so right. It's the same thing as the cross-clinging worship ceremony. It does. It puts you into a reactive state. It puts you into a trance where your reactive mind can be stimulated and aberrations can be inserted. Beautiful stuff, Ken. And I keep saying Ken's going to come back on, and he is going to come back on. Ken, let's just schedule something for Tuesday. I'll send you an email. If you can, go on Tuesday. This is brilliant right here. Do not go to sleep with the TV on. Don't do it. Don't be awake with the TV on. Touche. Touche. Very, very good. That's funny. Ooh, this is really good. If you don't take control of your mind, somebody else will. Oh, so powerful. Heartwalker, you're right. Wow. Had a Fluffy sighting. What did somebody say about Fluffy? Fluffy and Mystech are helping. The vision is getting better. It will. Thank you, Imaginary Man. I appreciate that. Let's see. What else? Science is another religion. It really is. There's no doubt about it. But the basic definitions of religions. Absolutely. Oh, that's interesting. Familiars. Very interesting, Cynthia. Very interesting. Engram's genetic memory. Yes and no. Interesting thought. Interesting thought. Repetitive prayers. Me too, Heartwalker. We'll take a look at this. 4 stages of communism: demoralization, crisis, normalization, destabilization. We're at 3. Psychological warfare and subversion and control of Western society by Yuri Bezmenov. Interesting. And I'll talk about this, and I probably have to talk about this on our other channel, meaning my website. Yeah, we're going to get to that. That's really good. And just to remind you, and I'll start promoting this pretty hard right now, on May the 13th, Saturday, May the 13th, I'll be joined by Mike King of Real History Channel for a 3-hour teleseminar extravaganza. Mike's going to spend the first hour and a half talking about the hidden history of World War II. I'm going to spend the last hour and a half-ish, because we want to leave time for questions. And it might be a 4-hour seminar, but at least 3. And I'm going to move from hidden history of World War II into secrets of the inner earth. And it is June. I'm sorry. It is June 13th. Thank you, Lionel. June 13th. Dismal, why don't you leave if you don't like it? I'm sick of you talking about that stuff. It doesn't matter. It's a camera. Close your eyes. So June the 13th. Look forward to it. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be broadcast over a platform that allows you to do visual, virtual seminars, and we're looking really, really forward to it. Yeah, I'm kind of the same mind, that whole lineage thing. I don't know about that. It's just a vehicle. I agree. Saturday, June the 13th. Now Mark is confusing me. It is June the 13th. Saturday, June the 13th. My bad. And that'll be with Mike King of the Real History Channel. And then the next month, I want to move into spirit cooking and black magic and culture and the church. Gonna be great stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Gonna be great stuff. Well, that is what we have for today. That's our Create Yourself portion for the day. Everybody's talking about how bad it is. We're talking about how good you can be, because that's just the way we like to roll. We are the last generation of real humans. And we're here to win, 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 and win again. And I'm here to remind you you're divine, you're sovereign, you're free. I'm here to remind you to guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, and be your own guru. In short, we're here to help you unindoctrinate yourself. And only you can do it. But we can give you the tools to help get it done. So with these tools of unindoctrination, I'm encouraging you to come back. I think at 4 o'clock is the next one. Check the site. And we'll see you then. But between now and then, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, saluting you for being here, seeking after truth. For Tracy, our great moderator. And for the lovely Cynthia, I'm encouraging you to get busy, cousins.